Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Uh, my name is Muhammad Afif Hibban. I'm from AB42 Class International, and today I want to present a thing about my summarize about good corporate governance. So let's start. The first is CSR measurement. There are Preston and Bannon, and number two is the GSP or collective scale method. And number three is another method is to use GRI or Global Reporting Initiative. There are some variables to provide the Global Reporting Initiative or GRI measurement. The first is economic performance, number two is environmental performance, and third is social performance, and community performance, also product responsibility, and last is marketing, customer privacy, and compliance. And there are some measurement variable for ISO 2000 and 26000. The first is ISO 26000 emphasizes the performance, benefits, and impact of activities, organizational and corporate governance, employment practices, fair operating practices, human rights, environment, consumer rights, and protection. And the last is community involvement and participation. Next is the proper. The proper have six measurements for providing. The first is the approach used in the community development, planning, implementation, monitoring and evaluation, continuity, social relation, and problem in CSR implementation. Sixth step of CSR implementation according to Tanaya, designed by the UK Department of Trade and Industry and adopted by the World Bank Institute. And the initial commitment, analysis of external conditions and their impact on the business, review internal structure, strategy and action plan, implementation, measurement and reporting of the result. And there are some CSR issues. The first is from voluntarism is to liability, from social cost to social investment, company size, from philanthropy to sustainability, from generally to empowerment, from responsibility to business strategy, source of financing, from private to public, social issues in CSR. And now is corporate social responsibility, ideas, and notion regarding the CSR. The first is social responsibility concept. Some academic experts on the subject sought to explain the normative ethics behind the CSR rationale. Carroll implied that business had a commitment towards society. He intimated that business were obligated to engage in economic, legal, ethical, and discretionary activities. The CSR conceptualization. First is currently there is still no consensus on a broad definition for CSR. On various occasions, a notion of CSR has been used as a synonym for business ethics. It has also been associated to corporate philanthropy and was related to environmental policy. CSR has been renamed corporate social performance and corporate citizenship. Arguably, an appropriate definition of CSR must encompass a common terminology which facilitates the modeling of organizational culture and values for responsibility behavior. And the next is corporate social responsibility of social responsibility and sustainable investing. Responsible investment background. Given the growing importance of social responsible investing, it could be surprising that there is still no consensus of what the SRI terms mean to the investor. The roots of the SRI notion can be traced back to various religious movements. Back in 1758, the Religious Society of France prohibited members from participating in the slave trade. By the time the ethical investment term has been replaced by that of sociable responsible investment. In part, this reflected the fact many people felt uncomfortable about using the word ethical to describe investment methods. Next is socially responsible investment. In the past, clients had to request brokers, financial planners, and investment advisors for socially responsible mutual funds, as these investments were not popular in the financial service industry. First is impact investment approach, positive investing, shareholder advocacy and engagement, community investing, government controlled funds, and the responsible investing investment screening. The investor must choose which corporate behaviors, positive or negative, to focus on. They need to decide how much importance to assign to each type of responsible activity. They must quantitatively rate corporation on this criteria after examining the totality of their business activities. Finally, they must relate this score to their portfolio composition. Thank you. There are the presentation of summarize for me. Thank